Tonight on Denver7 News at 10, impeached for inciting a violent mob.
The resolution is adopted without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Republicans and Democrats vote to hold President Trump responsible for the deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol last week.
It's the first time any U.S. president has been impeached twice, and now some Colorado lawmakers are crying foul.
Where's the accountability for the left after encouraging and normalizing violence?
As tensions run high, President Trump is calling for calm.
No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans.
With just 1 week until Joe Biden steps into the Oval Office, federal agents are on high alert. Thousands of National Guard troops are standing by in our nation's capital.
Donald Trump is now the only U.S. president to be impeached twice, and it stems from this violent scene when a mob of Trump supporters smashed its way into the U.S. Capitol building, even storming into the chambers of Congress.
Today, just 1 week later, lawmakers gathered in those same chambers, and 232 House members, 10 of them Republicans, voted to impeach the president for incitement of insurrection. And good evening, and welcome to Denver7 News at 10. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. This is a history-making day in the United States, and one that will surely mark the legacy of the 45th president.
So tonight, let's take a 360 look at how we got to this point of impeachment, how it unfolded today, what role our Colorado Congress members played, and what to expect next. And maybe the most important question of all, what will the consequences be for President Trump?
Now, the vote today fell largely along party lines. Every House Democrat voted to impeach President Trump for incitement of insurrection, but significantly, 10 Republicans joined them, 10 more than his 2019 impeachment vote. Denver7 CB Cotton is live tonight taking a look at the perspectives of Colorado's lawmakers today. CB?
Shannon, well, there were really no surprises with Colorado representatives during today's impeachment hearing. The Democratic ones voted against it, and the Democratic ones voted in favor of impeachment, and the Republican ones voted against it. But here's the thing they all had in common: a lot of passion at the podium. Insurrection at the U.S. Capitol rushed members out of chambers. A week later, members are back in for an impeachment hearing alleging President Trump incited the chaos.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
In total, 232 Democrats, joined by 10 Republicans, voted in favor of impeachment, and 197 voted against, but not before impassioned speeches that included Colorado's Republican representatives.
Make no mistake here, the hypocrisy of the left is on full display. Where's the accountability for the left after encouraging and normalizing violence?
The socialists in Hollywood joined their allies in Congress.
And the state's Democratic ones.
President Trump's actions, encouraging, inciting a mob that stormed the United States Capitol for the sole purpose of stopping the constitutionally mandated counting of electoral votes, cannot go unanswered by this body. He must be impeached.
They broke the glass?
Last week, I stood in that gallery to defend this chamber against a violent mob called here by Donald Trump. It's time to impeach.
The votes setting the stage for a Senate trial.
If he is convicted, he would be the first president ever convicted under the impeachment process in history.
While Colorado representatives voted for impeachment along party lines, some out-of-state Republicans broke with party and voted in favor of impeachment.
With a heavy heart.
Those Republicans who voted to impeach today will likely be facing some anger from some voters in their districts and in their states.
While the future for some lawmakers after this historic moment is less clear, Colorado's role is. The state's 2 Democratic senators have expressed their support of the impeachment process. CB Cotton, Denver7.
All right, so the president was impeached today. So what does that actually mean? Well, the House vote is just the first part of the process. Next, it moves on to the Senate. Senators will hold a trial and decide whether to convict the president. And if convicted, the Senate would then decide on punishment. And that could be removing him from power, or senators could bar President Trump from ever holding elected office again. They could also remove his post-presidential perks, like his pension, travel allowance, and Secret Service protection. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will not bring the Senate back until January 19th, a day before President Trump is due to leave the office anyway. But that does not stop senators from handing down some of the other punishments on their list.
All right, so that now puts the senators in the spotlight. And today, our Democratic senators, Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper, who, by the way, just sworn in 10 days ago, say they've seen enough. They are ready to vote to convict. In a statement, Hickenlooper said the president violated his oath of office and needs to be held accountable for inciting a violent and deadly assault on the symbolic heart of our government. Now, the Senate needs 67 votes for conviction. Democrats will soon, of course, hold 50 seats. The Hill reports no Senate Republican has yet to publicly commit to voting for impeachment. But in a stunning announcement today, the most powerful Republican in Congress, Mitch McConnell, said he had not decided how he would vote.
And the trial in the Senate could be the first of many the president faces in the coming months and years. Out of office, Trump loses the protection from prosecution given to presidents. The Manhattan District Attorney is looking into the finances of the Trump Organization. The New York State Attorney General is looking at whether Donald Trump unfairly valued his assets to dodge taxes. And the Attorneys General of Maryland and the District of Columbia are suing over claims the president profited from having foreign leaders stay in his Trump hotel in D.C. Now, Mr. Trump is said to have discussed pardoning himself and claims he has the right to do so. And even if that is true, his pardon power provides no protection from state crimes.
And tonight, we heard the president address the violence at the Capitol on a video. He called for calm in the coming days, but he did not take responsibility for the actions of the mob.
I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country and no place in our movement.
ABC News reports police are monitoring multiple demonstrations planned in Washington in the coming week, and one group is promising the largest armed protest on American soil. And tonight, thousands of National Guard members are deployed in Washington, D.C. 20,000 will be there by Inauguration Day. And security also is ramped up at Colorado State Capitol tonight. The FBI is warning armed protests are planned at all 50 state capitals.
All right, let's talk about our weather now, because it is a weather action day, and this is why. Strong winds toppled these tractor trailers on I-25 today between Fort Collins and Cheyenne. And thankfully, Colorado State Patrol says no one was hurt.
Good news. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson joins us now. Man, those winds are something, and we're not quite finished, are we?
Not for a long time yet. Look at some of the gusts so far. Almost 100 miles per hour at Glenhaven. Berthoud Pass, 80 miles per hour. Netherlands, 77. Even out at Sterling, we've had winds gusts above 60 miles per hour. And it's all caused by this cold front racing off to the east of the state. There are snow showers in the mountains. That means blowing snow and slick road conditions. Poor visibility in the high country tonight. Rain showers out in the northeast plains, and the high wind warning continues until 6 p.m. tomorrow evening across northeast Colorado and most of the Denver metro area. So damaging winds tonight and tomorrow. A little bit of mountain snow. We'll have blowing dust conditions and some high fire danger out on the plains tomorrow, and the dangerous crosswinds expected to continue on the highways. Your full 7-day forecast coming up.
Denver's mayor is the target of an ethics complaint for traveling over Thanksgiving while telling people to stay home. We talked to Denver resident Tanya Wilson tonight, who says she filed the complaint today because she and other Denver residents were outraged by his, what she calls, hypocrisy. The Denver Ethics Board is now waiting on a formal response from Mayor Michael Hancock.
Well, parents in an Aurora neighborhood are on high alert tonight. In the last 2 weeks, a stranger tried to snatch children on 2 occasions.
As Denver7's Addie Guajardo reports, Aurora police are now trying to figure out if these cases are all connected.
Dog owners out for a walk, bats swinging, and kids on bikes. There's no shortage of activity at Mission Viejo Park in Aurora.
I try to do it every day.
Abigail Hanger and her 2 dogs, Ali and Mac, have walked this park the last 6 years.
Usually early in the morning. When it's dark out.
She never expected it would be the scene of an attempted abduction.
I actually live with an 11-year-old, so that's pretty scary.
A 10-year-old girl was the target of the first attempted kidnapping on January 5th in this neighborhood off South Quintero Way and South Richfield Street. On January 12th, a suspect attempted to snatch a 12-year-old boy at Mission Viejo Park.
It's sickening.
Officer Matthew Longshore with the Aurora Police Department is asking parents to be vigilant.
In these instances, both kids were alone playing outside.
The locations of the attempted kidnappings are just blocks from each other and happened exactly 1 week apart. The first suspect is described as a white man wearing a black ski mask and a black and red flannel shirt with jeans. The second suspect is described as a man with a bald head and a dark beard. The victim tells police it's possible he had tattoos on his arms.
There's no evidence right now that shows they're the same person, but that's definitely something that we're going to look into.
Officer Longshore's advice to kids: play in small groups, stay near your home, and be prepared to fight off strangers.
I'll probably get some mace or a taser or something just to be extra safe.
Abigail will continue to walk her dogs, but she plans to keep a close eye on the kids in her neighborhood and over her shoulder.
The Aurora Police Department is asking residents in the area to review their surveillance cameras. If you believe you have evidence related to the attempted kidnappings, they're asking you to contact Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. In Aurora, Addie Guajardo, Denver 7.
Next on Denver 7 News at 10, how do you come back from a global pandemic?
There's a very timely question of stimulus, and the governor's budget put forward a package of state-level.
Colorado businesses, schools, and hospitals are all hurting right now. So what needs to be the priority? A 360 look at the debate for state lawmakers this session.